Well, hello again, YouTube. AJ Shaver from Shaver Sales here, and this is one of the brand new HWP-120s with the adjustable 4-way, the optional 6-way, and we have a main cab harness down here inside. We just took this off the delivery truck, and it's been a little while since I did a walk around video, and there's a few things that Halverson has changed on these 120s, so let me grab the camera from the tripod. We'll do a quick walk around, and I'll tell you all about it. All right, so this one's still on the pallet, and I couldn't find my nippers to cut the tin straps here, so I grabbed my little grinder, put the cutoff wheel in it. So a couple of things that you'll need, obviously, to cut the tin straps that go up and over. I like my impactor with an extension on it with a 1/2-inch socket, and then you'll need a 3/4 socket and a 3/4 wrench, and that's for putting the little arms on the inside here. The 1/2-inch is to remove all the lag bolts that go the whole way around the unit. That secures it to the pallet. You need a couple tricky ones that'll go down inside where the skid steer coupler goes, but all in all, pretty easy to get off the pallet. So let's go ahead and get that done, and then we'll get it mounted, and it's a little bit easier to talk about it when it's up in the air a little bit. So let's get this going. Going to grab the camera back here. I forgot about one thing. So when you look at the arms that go in the front, they're numbered 1 and 2, and that just helps line up the holes just a little bit better. So like in here, you'll see that one says 2, and this one over here says 1. So we'll get those lined up. I just wanted to show you that before I stuck them in. So it's pretty much your basic setup. You get your the supply and the return hose, and the case drain. So the one thing that has not changed over the 9 years that we've been selling these is the flow requirements. So if you have 15.5 gallons a minute at 2850 PSI or more and a case drain, you can run this unit. So whether it's something like our Toolcat, a traditional skid steer, a tractor, they're kind of hit and miss whether they have enough hydraulics or not. But we do offer the HPU, the Halverson Power Pack unit. It goes on your 3-point hitch with the 540 PTO drive, and I think that one does about 19.5 gallons a minute and 3000 PSI. So it goes through a big, like a 25-gallon reservoir tank. You need a 12-volt connection for your oil cooler, and like I said, just the regular 540 PTO connection. But we'll go ahead and get these pushed in here. The only one that I know that's been a little bit of an issue is the New Hollands, because the standard Halverson connection comes with the female side on the case drain. On the New Holland unit, when you call in, be sure to tell me that you have that, because we'll switch this coupler at the factory before it ships out to you. So that'll be a male case drain fitting on the attachment side, because I believe you have the female on the skid steer. So just that way everything matches up the way that it needs to. And yes, you definitely need the case drain. I've had some people not plug it in or run it on a machine without one, and it's almost instant failure on the saw motor seal. The case drain is a non-pressurized return line. You can literally use like a barbed fitting that would screw into, you know, the male side of the adapter. It's a 3/8 flat face coupler, and just use 3/8 hose line or gas line, whatever, to go back to the hydraulic tank. And however you plug it in to close the loop on the hydraulic system at the oil tank or the reservoir is what you need, but you definitely need the case drain. So next, down inside the case here is the owner's manual, the 14-pin connection. If your skid steer is lucky enough to have that, you just have to have 5 function buttons on your joysticks. But for my tool cat, we have the complete in-cab harness down in here, the owner's manual is down in here, and the warranty card is down here as well. So I'm going to grab my 1/2-inch impactor, pull these bolts out. There's actually 5 bolts. There's a sneaky one that hides over here on the side, and then 4 across the top. I'll lift this panel off. I'll give you the bird's eye view down in there, but let's go ahead and get this removed, and then we'll keep on progressing forward here with the install. All right, so we got that tread plate taken off, and just for stating the purpose, it does say documentation inside. So this is what we have down inside. And while I'm in here, I'm going to show you a couple other little things that we have going on. So this is the complete in-cab harness, 2 spare saw chains. We always send out saw chains. This is the 14-pin connector, and this is kind of like your color by numbers guide. Everything goes, according to the skid steer manufacturer. Then this is also down in here. This is the automatic oiler. It is pretty much set right from the factory itself, but if you did have to adjust something, down on the bottom end of this is a 3/4 jam nut, and I believe it's a 7/16 adjustment nut. So if you go clockwise, it chokes it off. If you go counterclockwise, it opens it up. Then we have some relays and things here that come in from up on top for the wiring harness itself. And then this is what I'm really excited about. This is a new proximity switch. The 120s traditionally in the past did not have this proximity switch here, which is kind of a tactile spring switch. And what would happen, bark or something would go down over the edge and hit it, and you'd break off that little metal tab. So we're using a proximity switch here, just like on the bigger 140s and 150s. It's just this tab comes all the way back and gets close enough to energize the magnet, and that's what trips it. And that's your safety switch for not allowing the bar to come down until the table is back and in the stowed position. Speaking of the bar, I've actually had people that have called me and said the saw bar won't come down out of the guard. The chain spins, but it won't come down. You have to cut this zip tie here. You would think there's enough pressure in the saw to break that, but there is not. So got to take your pocket knife or the same nippers and cut that zip tie to allow that saw to come down. All right, so now we've got the tread plate put back on. So these are the 2 extra saw chains. Again, when I normally sell these, I do 2 saw chains. So this is an 18HX078, which means there's 78 driver links in this bag around the chain. Then we have the complete in-cab harness. And so these are the button controllers that go on the right and left joysticks. You will need some sort of a 12-volt cigarette plug inside the cab of the machine. Now, I know some of the new cats are only coming with like a USB for getting power, like to charge your phone. So it's something you have to be mindful of, is making sure you have that in there. Again, we have our color by numbers 14 pin, and it's different between the different manufacturers. This is your warranty card. We do a lot of direct shipping, so when you get this card, fill it out, mention that you got it from us, where it was purchased from, right here for the dealer information, and then get it back over to Halverson headquarters. And then just the bag that the saw chains and stuff came in. But that's all of the goodies that are down on the inside. And occasionally I'll throw in something like this, a nice Halverson hat down in the case as well. So be mindful of that. But now that we have everything hooked up, I'm just going to finish running the wires inside the cab. Or I might actually keep them out here so I can show you a couple of things while it's moving. But this is our HWP-120. All right, so we have it all wired up, plumbed up, and opened up. And what I wanted to come over here and show you, this is something that I have been asking for a while, and we've seen it on some of the 140s. The 150, I think, was the first one to get it, then the 140s, and now the 120s. So definitely liking that trickle-down effect from the big models into the little model. So what I'm talking about is this taper. So the old I-beam used to come straight out, but now it has a taper on it where that comes down a little bit. And what that does is, if you look at the four-way, right here, that bottom angle used to create a pinch point between the top of the I-beam and the bottom of the ear. So now with the drop away tapered I-beam, we're getting some of that stress pulled out from underneath the 4-way. And I've said it for years, if you take this 1-inch pin out of the I-beam, you can either let this 4-way float through the I-beam or toss in like a 5/8 hitch pin, and that gives you a little bit of wiggle room that if anything should ever bind up or have to be, you know, cut out or done anything with, that 5/8 pin is a lot easier than that 1-inch pin. And yes, you do get, I think there's 5, yeah, there it is in the 6-way, 5 adjustable height settings. They're about 1.5 inches, 2 inches apart. All right, so in true working hard to be lazy fashion, we're gonna split and process right into the IBC tote. I don't mind using the IBC tote because we have the rotator pallet forks for easy empty. This is my Hickory pile, so just to show you, that is a 10-inch log by 11 feet. So if we're gonna do a demo, let's do a demo. We'll pull some hickory, throw it in the basket, and go from there. Alright, so like I said at the beginning of the video, it's been a little bit since we've done one of these setup videos where we've actually taken a processor from the pallet, done the installation, and then cut up our first firewood log. Here in this case it was hickory. So as you were looking down the price list, again, everything has an option, everyone has an upgrade as it goes through the lineup. So we just have to see which one has the best fit for your operation and which one has the best fit for your budget. So if we can earn your business with the sales quote, please give me a phone call. It's 833-SPLITTER. That's 833-775-4887. You can also email me at sales@shaverequipment.com. And again, we've been selling these for 9 years. We've been using them solid for 9 years. We do get into the other bigger processors like the one in the background or even the commercial splitters, but this is what started our business, the shaver sales piece, and really been honored to sell them for 9 years. Next year marks our 10th, so that's kind of cool. We've been doing this for that long, and lots of experience. A lot of times I feel like it's baptism by fire hose because there's so much information I want to get out to a person. And even as I'm closing this video out, there's different things that I didn't cover that I normally would. And maybe we'll put some of those, we'll do another video with doing some tips and tricks. But for now, this was Pallet to production with the HWP-120 from Halverson Wood Products. Again, would love to earn your business through a sales quote. There's lots of information that I have that I can relay to you. So, but just want to say thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you found this informative and we get to earn your business with that sales quote and ship something directly to you, or you can pick up right here at the wood yard from us in Dallas, Pennsylvania. So as always, thank you so much for watching. We do hope to see you next time, and do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button here on the channel so you can stay up to date on everything we have going on. We'll see you next time.